welcome to Craft Time on NSK TV with Emily. So today we are going to create some really beautiful sun catchers. So first of all, we are going to get a piece of card, and you can cut your card any shape you want. So I've chosen a beautiful butterfly. So to make a butterfly, I'm going to fold my piece of card in half, and I'm going to get some scissors. Now please be careful with your scissors. So especially if you're little, please make sure someone is with you when you're using your scissors. So here is the fold there, and I'm going to cut a butterfly shape. So this is like half a butterfly. So when we open it, it will be a beautiful symmetrical butterfly. So there is the shape of our butterfly. Now what you could do is you could have folded it in half and you could make like a little window. All sorts of different shapes would work, but it does really help to fold your paper to create a symmetrical shape. So now what I'm going to do is I need to make some gaps in my shape, because in the gaps I am going to put some tissue paper. All will be revealed as we go along. So where your holes are is totally up to you, but keep them within the shape rather than cutting from the outside in. So keep your gaps in the centre of your shape. So use your imagination. I'm going to start by doing some strip lines. Now I'm not going to make my shapes too wide, because when it comes to creating a bit of a montage effect with our, like a mosaic effect with our tissue paper, it really helps if the shapes aren't too big. So here's my strips. Do one more of those, I think. You could try out all sorts of different ideas, but we need these holes because eventually the sun is going to shine through these holes. So I'll do one more shape. I think I'm going to do a lovely heart. There you are. I'm keeping the cardboard folded up in half, so that again both my sides are symmetrical, which is just really visually pleasing. But you don't have to do that. You could do both sides completely different if you want to. So let's have a look. So that is the little holes I've cut out of my butterfly. So now what we do is we get some tissue paper. So I've got some tissue paper and I've got all sorts of different colours. Pinks and reds and yellows. There's a nice peach colour there, some orange. Whatever you've got, absolutely fine. And what I'm going to do, this is going to be the back of my butterfly. So I'm going to grab a strip and I am going to cover some of the gaps so that from in front it looks like that. Behind it will look quite messy to begin with. That's absolutely fine. So what I do with my glue, and I'm using very ordinary PVA school glue, I'm going to paint only on the blue butterfly, and I'm going to only use my glue on one side. This is my back. This is the back of my butterfly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my strips and I'm going to cover them like that. And you see? Fantastic. So you can cover the whole of your butterfly, and just be as imaginative and as free as you want to be. If you want to have a very special pattern and colour scheme to the way that you're laying your tissue paper down, that is fantastic. Just make sure that when you're doing, you're overlapping your tissue paper. So we make sure that when we turn it round, there aren't going to be any gaps, because we don't really want any gaps. We want to keep it nice and tidy. And we only really want the sun to be shining through our tissue paper, so we see some beautiful colours. And I've helped to not have any gaps by keeping my tissue paper quite thick strips, because you can always cut them down later. I'm not worrying too much about a pattern. I'm just going for a beautiful, colourful effect. Let's see how we're getting on. Wow. It also doesn't matter if your tissue paper varies in size. That's absolutely fine too. There you are. So remember, you can decide whatever shape you want, and you can have as many as you want. You could fill your window with these beautiful sun catchers, because when we're finished, we're going to hang them up in a window, with the idea being that the sun is going to shine through them, a bit like a stained glass window. Don't know if you've ever seen a stained glass window, but that's the kind of effect we're going for. Right, we've nearly covered the whole of our butterfly. Make sure it's all stuck on. All the little gaps that we cut out need to have some tissue paper on them. Fantastic. Now don't forget, if you really would like to do this activity, then you can always watch this video again. So you could pause it, you could go and collect everything you need, and you could go along with me and we could make this together again. And if you do make it, fantastic, and we would love to see your ideas on Facebook. So please send in pictures of anything you've done, and we absolutely love to see them. We really do. We'd love to see your ideas. So please share them. There you are, and the last strip. Brilliant. Shall we have a look? Now it's going to look a little bit messy at first, but just you hang in there. If you find any little gaps, just cover them with tissue. Let's have a little look. How are we getting on? Right. Wow. Now, what we need to do just to tidy it up, we need to trim around the edges. So use your scissors, turn it around, and we're just going to trim away any tissue that is hanging over the edge, just like that. In a minute, we're going to decorate our butterfly with some paint and some stickers, just for some extra decorative effect. If you have a laminator, fantastic. What you could do is, when all of your decorations are completely dry, is you could put a laminator sheet on this, and you could actually put this through a laminator. That would just help it to survive a little bit longer, to make it a little bit sturdier. But I do understand that lots of people haven't got laminators at home. But if you do, that's another idea. Another idea is you could maybe put it inside a Polly Pocket, because it's still something see-through, so you're still going to get the sun through it, but it gives you that extra little layer. But for now, we're just going to keep it nice and simple. Brilliant. Okay, so here we have a beautiful butterfly, and the sun is going to shine through that and look so beautiful. Now, this is is where you get to have lots of fun and really use your imagination with your decorations. But before we do our decorations, we need the little antennae, don't we? So what I'm going to do is at the top here, I'm going to do 2 little holes. Please be careful with your scissors. Okay. And then I'm going to thread a pipe cleaner through both holes, like that. And we have got some fabulous antennae. Wow. And what you could do is you could, if you wanted to secure that with a bit of tape, double-sided tape, then just to secure those into place, that would be fantastic. When we are hanging up our butterfly, we need to make a little tiny incision just there into the card, not the tissue paper, because the tissue paper will rip. Okay. And you might have some beautiful ribbon. That would be fabulous. I don't have any ribbon at the moment, but I do have a little bit of string. So I am going to put my string through the hole, just like that. And this is what's going to be hanging from the window. There you are. Perfect. Just like that. Actually might help your antennae stay in place as well. There you are. Oh yes, that does a fantastic job of keeping the antennae stood up. So that was a good discovery there. That is what's going to hang in your window. So all we're going to do now is we're going to do some decoration. So I have got some very simple children's paint. And you can really go crazy with this. You can use your imagination. You can decorate however you want, depending on what you have at home. So I've got some beautiful paints. So I think I'm going to do a bit of a spotty design. So I'm going to do some spots around my butterfly like that. You could do whatever you want. So have a look in your craft box, have a see what you've got, whether it be felt tip pens, stickers, paint of all sorts of different varieties, and then get decorating. Right, oh, so I do a different colour. Let's do a different colour. So I've done some white. Oh, I'll do some red. That'd be nice, won't it? Do some red. Perfect. Now, I would say if you're going to laminate your shape, make sure that your paint has completely dried. Otherwise, it's not going to quite work. It's going to end up in a splodgy mess. And I know this from experience, having tried that this morning. So make sure that your paint is completely dry before putting it through a laminator. Wow, this is looking lovely. One last colour, I think. Oh, I'm going to go for some yellow. Some lovely sunshine yellow. I wonder what you will put on your shapes. I can't wait to see them. So don't forget to put them on our Facebook, whatever you decide to do. Mine's nearly finished. Wow. Should we have a little look? There you are. Wow, it's looking lovely, isn't it? And the last little thing I'm going to do, I have got some little stickers left over from Easter. So I'm going to just add a few little things. I've got sort of little flowers on. So you have an explore in all your craft bits and see what you've got. What have you got that might go really, really well on your shape? You could spend a long time on this. If you enjoy crafting, you could spend a really long time having fun and decorating your whole shape. And it's just the tissue paper part that will be the part where the sun shines through. So I've added a few stickers. So I'm going to give you a real good close-up view of my sun catcher. So here is my sun catcher, and I shall hang that in my window, and the sun will shine through, and it will look absolutely fabulous. So get creative, everybody. Grab your card. Let's quickly go through. Grab a piece of card and fold it in half. Decide on your shape. Make some little incisions in your card. Turn it over. Use your tissue paper to cover all of the holes using some simple PVA glue or a Pritt stick. And then you can make 2 incisions in your shape. If you need some little antennae, you might not need to because it's not a butterfly, but you will need 1 hole at the top, which is going to hang from a window. And then decorate and have lots of fun. Don't forget to keep it tidy and to trim your edges so that you haven't got all your tissue paper showing from the sides. So I hope you've enjoyed that, everyone. I really can't wait to see all of your creations. So please like and share, subscribe, and if you can, please visit our GoFundMe page, and I shall see you next time. Bye, everybody.